So, what do you want to record?
Okay. So, Dad,
Yes.
we've just been into the studio to
Yes.
record for the local government coronavirus. Obviously, we've now just gone into stage 4 lockdown.
Yes.
But we were on the way here and we were talking and reflecting about Ardas and
Yes.
the impact that the Ardas can have, the reasoning for Ardas, and
Yes.
then the significance of it and how we have moved away from it being a powerful prayer to more so a ritual.
That's right.
So now let's talk more about the Ardas and the significance of that.
Okay. I think there are two aspects to Ardas which we need to consider. First of all, the word Ardas as used in the Guru Granth Sahib is actually not the formal Ardas that we have, simply because the formal Ardas did not exist when the Guru Granth Sahib was formalized. Okay, the Ardas comes after that because it is quite obvious that the Ardas comes after Guru Gobind Singh.
Right.
So where the Guru Granth Sahib is concerned, the word Ardas has a different significance which has been formalized in our formal Ardas, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you got to understand the essence of the word Ardas before you can really think in terms of the formal Ardas.
Okay.
The formal Ardas has now become a ritual,
Right.
sadly. All right, let me explain it. At the moment, when we go to the Gurdwara and the Ardas is being done by the Granthi Sahib, "Tu thakar tum pair Ardas," our mind is on the prasad we are going to get after that, and maybe the more religious types will be waiting for the Hukamnama.
Yeah.
Okay, so that focus, that intensity, the spiritual intensity, the high of the Ardas has now become a ritual.
Okay.
That's what's happened. All we are thinking of the langar we are going to get after that.
Okay.
So we are not focused on the Ardas. Imagine Baba Deep Singh, for example. I think that's the example I gave you. Baba Deep Singh, almost 80 years old, or maybe he was over 80, around 80 years old,
Yeah.
suddenly comes out of retirement, so to speak, because he is 80,
Yeah.
and there he is standing with his khanda, right? And he knows that when he goes on attack on Darbar Sahib, he is going to probably lose his life, and those around him are also going to lose their lives, because the attack had to take place, because a lot of abuse was taking place within the precincts of Darbar Sahib. It had, no offense meant, it had virtually turned into a brothel.
Okay.
There was wine, liquor, there were prostitutes, dancing girls. That sort of thing was happening within the Darbar Sahib precinct by the enemy.
Okay.
So the attack had to be mounted, which meant fighting against insurmountable odds. Can you imagine the intensity of that Ardas before Baba Deep sets off?
Yeah.
You have to imagine that you are going to lose your life, but it's something which you need to do, and you start. Pritham Bhagavati Simrika Guru Nanak Lidya. They invoke the Jyot, the spirit, the light of all the 10 Guru Sahibs, one by one, and then culminating in the Jyot being enshrined within the Guru Granth Sahib. Then of course going on to Akal Purkh, right? Because that's our passage for the Ardas. So that's the formal Ardas which we need to keep in mind when we are doing our Ardas. Which means you must be focused on the words which are being said. It is a declaration before Vaheguru of this is the history of us Sikhs. This is what Sikhi stands for, and culminating in what you need for the day. Right? That's the formal Ardas. But when the word Ardas is being used in Guru Granth Sahib, it means your direct communication with Vaheguru through your intermediary, which is the Guru.
Right.
All right? We got to remember that very carefully. The 10 Guru Sahibs culminating in the Jyot being passed on to the Guru Granth Sahib, that's our passage through to Akal Purkh, the eternal one, Nirankar. All right? Now the second thing which comes to mind is we do our ardas, we should do our ardas twice a day. Keeping the ardas within our minds as the power that it is, which is a communication, direct communion with Vaheguru. That is the ardas, right?
Okay.
We call it the standing litany because we stand up generally when we do the ardas. But you would have noticed that when I'm doing the reras and all that, and we are sitting down, I have a tendency of doing the ardas sitting down. I only do the ardas standing up when I'm in front of the Guru Granth Sahib.
Yeah.
That does not mean my spirit is not standing up. When I do the ardas sitting down, my spirit is actually standing in front of Guru Granth Sahib with hands clasped. Right?
Yeah.
That's all imagination. And imagination is a very powerful thing because it is through your imagination, through your consciousness, that you reach out into the realm of Sachkhand, the realm of truth, where the source of all reality exists. So ardas is also a very powerful prayer.
Right.
Right? Now we come to the question of what should we ask for. There will be those who will say we should, Guru Nanak says that we should only ask for Naam, because within Naam is everything. Yes, I accept that. But that does not stop us from asking for whatever we require, because we are living a human life. We need an ardas for the betterment of our family, our parivar, etc. After all, at the end of the ardas, we ask for the well-being of all humankind.
Yeah.
So, Naam is very important, all right? Guru Nanak, for example, says, Ek Nanak ki ardas, right? Je tud pavasi, मैं दीजै नाम निवास हर गुण गावसी.
Right.
Nanak says, and it is directly Guru Nanak's own rendition, that Nanak di ek ardas hai. Give me Naam Nivas. If it is within your will, and if it so pleases you, O Vaheguru, I have only one ardas. Give me Naam. Right?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. But then within Gurbani, we also have some very amusing shabads.
Yeah.
And you ask, you mean that there are amusing shabads in Gurbani? There are amusing shabads in Gurbani as well. For example, Tanna Bhagt has a shabad which says, Gopal tera yarta, har jan tumri bhagt karante, sabke kaaj swarta. That means, Gopal, O Vaheguru, O dispeller of sorrow, the whole universe belongs to you. You are the creator, right? And the devotee who is devoted to you directly, you look after his affairs.
Yeah.
Okay? And the rest of the Shabad, he actually goes on to detail what he wants. He tells him he wants dal, he wants salt, he wants, I think he says he wants 8 grains, different grains that he wants in the house, which are very important to him. He wants a Turkish horse, he says, for his trouble. And he wants a good wife as well. Because these are the things I need. As a devotee of you, these are my basic needs. Please provide me with my basic needs. That's a Shabad by Tanna Bhagt, and it is Gopal Tera Arta. Put it out on the screen when you are putting this out now, right? Bhagat Kabir says something very similar. Bhagat Kabir says, Bhukhe Bhagat na kijai, e mala apni lijai. Bhukhe Bhagat na kijai, e mala apni lijai. Right? He says, if my stomach is empty, how can I pray to you? So please take your prayer beads. Right? Because you are the one who looks after me. He says, and the rest of the Shabad again goes on to say, I've been a good man. I spend my company with the saintly ones. I haven't done anyone any harm. I'm a good person. And I have my requirements. And then he also goes on to add on and says what he requires. He also mentions salt, he mentions grain, he mentions a good home, everything, right? So he says that if you are the one looking after me, and of course there's a Shabad, again another Shabad which says, Mehirwan, Sahib Mera Mehirwan, Ji Sagal ko de daan, Tu kahe dole praniya tud rakhega sirjanhar. Jin pedaish tu kiya, soi karta sar. And he goes on and on. But what it means is, if I am a devotee of you, I shouldn't have any worries because you are going to look after me. As long as I do the right thing by you, you're going to look after me. There's another Shabad.
Okay.
And this one is by Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj himself.
Okay.
Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, Jan ko prab sange asne.
Okay.
Jan ko prab sange asne मान मांगू तान मांगू तन लक्ष्मी सुत दे.
Okay. Which means?
I am your devotee. I am your devotee. Right? And there is everything within you. There's one line in between. Sorry, I'm forgetting. There's a line in between which says, in your house there is no limits. You got everything. So I ask from you, give me honor, maan mangu, taan mangu, give me strength. So, tan means wealth,
Okay.
right? Lakshmi means money, specifically means money. Sut is children. They're normally interpreted as sons, but as far as I'm concerned, it means good offsprings. Right? So give me wealth, give me money, give me
Offspring.
all that I require, give me good offsprings, because I am a devotee of you directly. Right? What I'm trying to say is that we must personalize Vaheguru where our devotion is concerned. And where our ardas is concerned, you have every right to ask for whatever you require. Remembering, ultimately, you are going to ask for Naam. We have discussed Naam in another one of our episodes,
Yeah.
right? So I won't clarify that. We might talk about that at some other point, right? Now the interesting thing is, how do we do it? It should become second nature. So much so, there's another line by Guru Nanak which says, बिन बोलिया सब किछ जानदा किस आगे कीचे अरदास. बिन बोलिया सब किछ जानदा किस आगे कीचे अरदास. Alright? बिन बोलिया सब किछ जानदा किस आगे कीचे अरदास. He says, I don't have to do ardas when I have such a wonderful communication with you that you understand exactly what is in my heart.
Right.
But to get to that state, you must have a very close communion with Vaheguru Paramatma, so that you are within his Naam, and you have already asked for your Naam, so that when his grace, when he decides to shower his grace upon you, you attain Naam. Through Naam you get enlightenment, and through Naam you move into Sachkhand. As I said, Japji said, very important, Sachkhand Vasendranकार Kar Kar Vikhe Nadar Nihal. Now, that is how powerful Ardas can be. So, at every step that you do something, Kita Lodiye Kam So Har Pe Aakhiye, whatever you want to do, we normally sing this for weddings.
Yeah.
But it means for every carriage. ਕੀਤਾ ਲੋੜੀਏ ਕੰਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਾਰਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇਰੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਹਰ ਪੈ ਆਖੀਏ. Tell Vaheguru what you want to do, so that he knows what your innermost desires are, that you are doing it through his Sharan, remembering at the end of the day, whatever you attain belongs to him. Whatever successes you have, that's why you say Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Yeah.
Everything, your success, your victories, your materialistic well-being is all because of his grace. That is the kind of detachment that Sikhi promotes to each of its devotees.
So that's kind of like the next level Western version visualization.
It is visualization, yes. But the visualization we talk about has at its head Vaheguru, the source of all reality. The spiritual aspect is very important. And once you have that spiritual communication, you'll come to the state where you will do the ardas and say, Sache Patsha, I've got nothing to ask of you because you have provided me with everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vaheguru. Thank you. But even then, keep asking for Naam, because you want that enlightenment in this lifetime. And that comes as you progress further in your spiritual aspirations. When you do your daily Nitnem, when you do Naam Simran, you do Kirtan, and you do Vyakhya, you do Path, you do your own research, because you are enriching your own life when you do that. That should become part and parcel of your daily living. Ardas comes naturally after that. But when you're doing the Ardas, Dhyan tarke, your Dhyan should be within the Ardas. Then it has tremendous significance, and then you will feel your communication with Vaheguru Paramatma.
Your dhyan meaning?
Your focus.
Focus.
Your focus, your wisdom, etc. is all immersed in the source of all reality. You're moving in that particular direction.
So when you're doing your ardas
Yes.
and you're invoking the Guru's names,
Yes.
in brief, what are you visualizing? I know that's a whole big topic, but
It's a big
in
topic.
brief,
All right.
because we're talking about ardas,
Yes.
in brief, when
Yes.
you are doing each Guru,
Yes. Look.
where is your mind?
Being human beings, there is no doubt that your focus goes on their beings, the history behind them. We have created certain images of each Guru. But what you should be focusing on is the light which is going through each and every one of them, the Jyot. Alright? Jyot and Jugat.
Jugat meaning?
Jugat is methodology,
Okay.
the method of attaining enlightenment.
Okay.
So rather than just saying light,
Jyot.
it's light and methodology. It is your enlightenment and how to be enlightened. In Punjabi, Jyot Jugat. You're looking for the Jyot and Jugat within each Guru. What are the contributions of the 10 Guru Sahibs? We are so lucky. We have 10 Guru Sahibs to go through, and culminating in the 11th and ultimate Guru, Guru Granth Sahib, which is always with you. Whenever you are addressing the Guru Granth Sahib, the visions of the 10 Guru Sahibs come in front of you, right? And the Guru Granth Sahib is amazing. It has got all the pagats, it's got other writers being incorporated in it. But our focus remains on those 10 Gurus, culminating in the Guru Granth Sahib, which is the passage, the methodology. The Guru Granth Sahib is the methodology. So the Jyot and the Jugat is what you are focusing on, culminating in Sachkhand Vasendраnkar Kar Kar Vekhe Nadar Nihal. This is part of meditation. This is the secret to meditation, Naam Simran as well. Naam lena bahut zaruri hai. Naam lena simply means a greater awareness of the existence of the source of all reality. The truth is the source of all reality. And it doesn't have a form, yet it can be formed. The form came to us through the 10 Guru Sahibs, culminating the Guru Granth Sahib. Otherwise, he is Nirankar. He is the formless one. And Ardas simply means your dialogue with him. In fact, sometimes it has become habit because it's become a ritual. That's why I mentioned it as a ritual. When you see me doing Ardas, I'll go through it. Pratham Bhagavati Simrikaya Guru Nanak Litya Phir Angad Gorte Amardas Ramdas Hai Vaisa. But then sometimes you'll hear me repeating the names of the 10 Gurus again.
Right.
Right? Then again, because my focus was not on it. So then I again repeat the names. Tan Guru Nanak Sahib Maharaj, Tan Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, Tan Guru Amardas Ramdas Ji, Tan Guru Arjan, Tan Guru Hargobind, Tan Guru Har Rai, Tan Guru Har Krishan, Tan Guru Tegh Bahadur. Dasam Paatshah Kalgidhar Pita, Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, Sab Thai Hoye Sahai, Sab Thai Hoye Sahai. Dasaਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਜੋਤ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਠ ਦੀਦਾਰ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ. The focus, the intensity is very important because you have invoked the names of the 10 Guru Sahibs, culminating in the Guru Granth Sahib, and then you are in a position of having direct communication with Tandrankar and ask him what you need to ask.
What does Didar mean?
Didar is darshan. To be able to have sangat with the Guru Granth Sahib, to sit at the least just sitting close to the Guru Granth Sahib, addressing the Guru Granth Sahib and looking at the Guru Shabd within, doing some research on the Guru Shabd. That's why taking a Hukamnama first thing in the morning is also very important. This is part and parcel of our booster in the morning.
Yeah.
And we are very fortunate, very, very fortunate. Those people are fortunate who have the Guru Granth Sahib within the house to do a little bit of seva, to once in a while even make prashad and do a small service, especially through this pandemic. It doesn't stop you from being with the Guru. You can't go to the Gurdwara, so what? Create the Gurdwara at home. Sit down at home, make a bit of deg, has a bit of action as well, have something to eat, and then at the same time do a little bit of Naam Simran and do a bit of Sadh Sangat, proper Sangat. We have all that at home. So the pandemic and this stage 4 lockdown and all shouldn't affect us. We should remain in Chardhi Kala because we have our Guru with us, and our Ardas is a direct communion with Vaheguru Paramatma himself.
Yeah.
Ved boliya sab kuch jaanda, kis aage kiche ardas.
So, I guess next episodes we can start breaking down the Gurus and talking about the image that comes of each of the Gurus.
Beta, there are so many things to be done.
I know, but very briefly,
Yeah.
when you think of Guru Nanak, what
Yeah.
was his basic attributes?
All right, that's like I said, that's another. I think it's a good idea.
Okay,
All
but
right, that will be our next episode.
all right, but in brief,
All right.
Guru
In brief,
Guru Nanak.
Nanak. Surely, look, when you mention Pritham Gauti Simrikai Guru Nanak,
Yeah.
there is a certain image which comes up in your mind, isn't it?
What's the image?
Well, generally the image that you have is whatever you see in pictures.
Which is an old man.
An
slumped
old
over.
man sitting there with his head stuck like that. He can, like somebody without any energy. And when you really do some research on Guru Nanak, the man who hitchhiked halfway around the planet,
So he's definitely not this old slumped
he is
over man.
not an old fogey like me. No. And when you go through the Sakhis and you bring him an image, he's the sort of man who had eyes, piercing eyes which you couldn't look into. Right? He brought the enemy to a standstill just by looking. And how strong would he have been to have been able to hitchhike all the way around, halfway around the globe?
Right.
Yet, at every stop, he is doing a discourse. And poor Pai Mardana running around behind him, devoted to him. All right, his emancipation is the great man Guru Nanak himself.
Okay.
Right, the founder of our faith, and then all the various virtues and the things. I mean, he's the hub of the whole thing. Right, and in fact, there are those who believe that it was God reincarnate, God in human form was Guru Nanak.
Right.
Right? It doesn't matter. It is the depth of faith that you have, the Shraddha that you have for that amazing man. And of course, you can look at all the virtues. A great singer, right? 19 of the 31 rags, I think, come directly from Guru Nanak. And then, of course, the inspired verses which came to him, all the Gurbani that we normally narrate directly, and the thought process. You start looking in terms of the thought process. That's Guru Nanak. All right. Then Guru Angad, of course, the second Guru was limb. Angad means limb. Pai Lena became Guru Angad. Guru Angad, some virtues, the same virtues as Guru Nanak, except that it's a development, or what needed to be developed. He wanted to make sure that everyone was physically fit. He opened up wrestling rings.
Guru Angad Dev.
Guru Angad. Education. Punjabi. He formalized the Punjabi Lipi that we have, the Punjabi that is used, the written Punjabi that is used in the Guru Granth Sahib, the Gurumukhi, is formalized by Guru Angad. Education, health, and equality for man and woman. He made sure that everyone learned how to wrestle.
Wow.
So you have that vision of that amazing man, right?
Right.
Then you go to Guru Ramdas. Ramdas became a guru at the age of 77 after 11 years of seva.
So there's still hope for you yet, Dad.
Well, there is, exactly. And he went on to be 96, I think.
There you go.
Okay? The old man. And he is actually called the fountain of Sikhi.
Why?
Sikhida Tura. He was the wise old man.
Right.
Right? He became the guru at the age when Guru Nanak had already passed away.
Wow.
Neither did Guru Angad reach that stage. 77 he became the guru, went on till about 96. Right? Then you have Guru Ramdas. Wow, wow, wow. Orphaned at the age of 5.
Yeah.
Fended for himself. Started doing business. You know, buy wholesale, sell retail. Hey, industrious person. Right? And being an orphan, he gets married to the daughter of Guru Amar Das.
Another
he's the
amazing
son-in-law.
story. Just in
Another amazing story
We'll
all
go
by
over that
itself.
Another time. Yeah.
Right? And he's the one then who realized now we need to start establishing ourselves. Centers had already been established in Kartarpur and in Khadur Sahib.
Right.
He says, no, we need more centers. We need to spread. Now, where shall we open up a center? You know, the stories that we have are that this
The white,
you know,
the bird, the goli,
the crow diving into a lake and coming out like a swan. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's how the spot was chosen. No, it was a very shrewd move. It is in the center of all the trading routes. That's how Darbar Sahib is set up. And sure enough, it became a very industrious center. And within Amritsar, then he sets up Darbar Sahib.
Okay.
Up till today, it is the sanctum sanctorum of the Sikhs, right? And due to Maharaja Ranjit Singh, he put gold on the Gurdwara because of its significance, and today it's called the Golden Temple.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, we have this clash with materialism all the time, but hey, Maya, we are part and parcel of Maya. The Golden Temple, Darbar Sahib, right? And it has become one of the great wonders of the world.
Okay. So
Right?
Guru Arjan.
No, Guru Arjan. Guru Arjan was the youngest son, right? And again, the uncanny ascendancy is amazing. Guru Arjan, again, he was a great warrior as well, right? He was a great horseman, apparently, a swordsman, and he formalized the Guru Granth Sahib. Not formalized it, he compiled it. He's the editor.
Okay.
And his contribution in the Guru Granth Sahib is the major contribution. He wrote the most Shabads.
Okay.
But it's all in line with the philosophy of Guru Nanak. There is no changing from the philosophy of Guru Nanak. So he edited and he put together, compiled the Guru Granth Sahib because some of the relatives of the other Gurus had started writing their own Bani. So we wanted to make sure that the authentic Gurbani stayed with us, right? Then of course he finished the building of the Darbar Sahib and the Sarovar, and he became the first Shaheed of the Sikh faith. He was tortured, brutally tortured, right? And he died from his tortures, again, simply because the faith, unfortunately, being Dharam Khanda that we are in, it needs blood. For the faith to survive, you need Shahidis. You need to be able to put your head on your hand. And that was said by Guru Nanak himself. Sir tar tali gali meri aao. Be prepared to give all sorts of sacrifices for these beliefs, this life philosophy. So Guru Arjan is the first Shaheed.
Okay.
Right?
So Guru Hargobind.
The Guru Hargobind, Miri Piri de Malak. Again, now bringing the secular and the spiritual together. The temporal and the secular. We had already established ourselves. we needed to make sure that we could protect ourselves and those who are downtrodden. Unfortunately, it's a cruel world, whether we like it or not. Even today, it's exactly the same. The atrocities which are being carried out. You need to be strong, determined, and fit enough to go to the aid of somebody else. Miri Piri de Malak. All right. Then you have Guru Har Rai Ji. He was less of a militant sort of a person because he didn't need to, even though he still had apparently 200 horsemen ready and willing to fight whenever required.
Wow.
But he was more inclined towards flora, fauna. He had the best dispensary in North India. So medical people, they keep their mind on Guru Har Rai when they're doing their work, because that is what he stands for. The ecosystem. Ecosystem is all Guru Har Rai.
So he's our eco guru.
He's our eco guru. Then you have Guru
Har Krishna.
Har Krishan, Bal Guru. You're never too young. That is why I keep insisting. Don't say, nahi ye bacche aur ye chote ne. Appe, they will make up their minds. No. You start teaching them from the age of 2. You start instilling in them the spirit of Sikhi from a very young age. Some people might call it brainwashing, but that's rubbish. Because your brain gets washed anyway. Your brain can get washed by the media.
Like
Right?
Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig. Right? All the horrible things that she does. And the children pick up all these bad habits. It's all brainwashing.
Yeah.
So why not you make sure that you tailor your children towards the right path? Guru Har Krishan. He passed off at the age of 9. And today Bangla Sahib stands in his memory in the heart of Delhi. Right? Then you have the wonderful Guru Tegh Bahadur. Wow, wow, wow. What a great man. Right? He gave up his life so that people of another faith could practice freely. He's
So-
called Hinddi Chadar,
The real interface.
the real interfaith. You want examples of interfaith, multi-faith? You just have to look at Guru Tegh Bahadur. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, Delhi should be named Guru Tegh Bahadur City. Because if it hadn't been for him, all of North India would have belonged to another faith. But in our hearts, we know. That's the important thing.
And I
Right?
guess it's about not forgetting that and the
Not
history
forgetting.
of
And
that
this is where the history needs to be passed on to the younger generations.
to every-
Instilled into them. Right? That's Guru Tegh Bahadur. He was beheaded in Delhi, and again in the heart of Delhi you have Chandni Chowk, you have Shahid Ganj. What is it called? I can't remember what. Seesganj.
Seeshganj.
Again, you've been to those places. Make sure children go there so that they know the history that belongs to that place. And ultimately, the consummate human being, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Wow, everything. You name it. All right? Able general. He carried out so many battles. He fought. And even though it was against insurmountable odds at every time, all he said was, if Vaheguru is on your side, you can never be defeated. That is the Chaddi Kala which was instilled in us by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And he then gave the authority to the Guru Granth Sahib, which had been already been compiled by Guru Tegh Bahadur, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, and the Bani of Guru Tegh Bahadur was compiled into it by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and then it becomes the Guru of the Sikhs, the eternal Guru, Guru Granth Sahib. Now this itself, just thinking about all this, is already a powerful form of Simran, keeping those Gurus in our mind, the beginning of our formal Ardas.
Wow. And on that note, we have
Yes.
arrived home.
We have arrived home.
So we will continue this discussion with episode 1 after that.
Well, this will be ongoing.
But for now,
Yes.
that gives us an overview of Ardas
Yes.
and Gurus,
Yes.
and we look forward to hearing people's comments and seeing people's reactions to this little video. And obviously, we want to keep moving forward and
And-
helping people.
And keep safe. Pandemic, do not get depressed by the pandemic. Use it as the opportunity that you have been given to get within yourself.
If you can't go out,
Go within.
thanks, Dad.